Welcome back to Talk of the Town.
In Western New York, thousands of people face challenges of all kinds, and there's one organization to help them, People Incorporated.
Recently, on our game show, Bragging Rights, we welcomed a group from People Incorporated, a group of young men facing challenges and their mentors from the Guys Group. In addition to enjoying social time together in Western New York, some of the members of this group and their mentors are going to have a trip across country in an RV, and they're all going to record it. They're leaving on May 30th.
And joining us now to talk about this trip, we have Nick Cacciati. Also welcome Eric Johnson. Hello, Eric.
Hello.
And Chris Zinski. Welcome, all three of you from People Inc. We're so happy to have you here.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
And of course, the Guys Group, which you mentioned during that clip. Who is the Guys Group?
Well, the Guys Group is about 60 guys from People Inc. that receive services through the agency. They have special needs, but are very capable in every other way. And Chris and I are two of the mentors. There are some other mentors too. And we go to different places in the community and just kind of build our relationships.
Guys.
Yeah, we're just be guys, you know, go out and have a good time.
And so the purpose of the Guys trip sounds like to build relationships, friendships, community integration.
Yeah, it's just the experience is going to be a once-in-a-lifetime experience. We're going to meet different agencies like People Incorporated, an agency in Colorado, an agency in.
So now you're talking about the trip.
Yes.
The trip, which the Guys. So the Guys Group exists beyond the trip, and the Guys Group. These gentlemen have come together and decided to take this cross-country trip.
I'm sorry, yes.
No, that's
And normally
okay.
you guys get together on a regular basis and you meet socially with these young men.
Yep.
And you teach them social skills and basically just get together and kind of mentor them so that they can kind of integrate into society and have responsibilities and kind of learn the social skills that they need to become successful on their own.
Yes, you know, a lot of the guys are coming straight out of high school, and some are in some college programs, and then after that they kind of lose their social networks, and it's a good way for them to kind of build that network of friends again. And like you said, to work on skills, whether the budgeting skills is kind of working on managing finances when you go out for food, not to spend, you know, make sure you can afford whatever you purchase, you know, or it could be like, for example, tonight we're going out for a hike. We're going to Amherst Town Park and do some hiking there, and then going out to dinner afterwards. It's just Chris and I just kind of blend in the background, and we let the guys kind of just practice their skills on their own and kind of help out when needed with that. So.
Eric, so tell me, do you enjoy Guys Group?
Yes, I'm enjoying doing Guys Group and enjoying myself there, and also I enjoy and with Chris and Nick, and the people like me too.
Awesome.
That'd be a lot of fun, right?
There will be a lot of fun. Maybe going cross country in national parks.
Oh, you're talking about the trip, Eric.
Yeah.
That's excellent. So Eric, we want to hear more about the trip. Will Chris and Nick be with you on the trip?
Yes.
And will you be traveling by car, by plane?
We'll be traveling by an RV in the really American cruiser.
Awesome, an RV in the.
What are you going to see? What are
We're
you
going to see national parks. We're going to see Grand Canyons. We're going to see Las Vegas and Hollywood.
Awesome.
This is going to be a trip of a lifetime, isn't it?
Yes, it is. We're here to see stars, thanks to my telescope.
Awesome.
Wow.
And Chris, I understand that part of the trip here with Nick and the crew, or not part, but all of the trip will be documented. You're going to do a documentary.
Yes. We have someone traveling with us. He's going to record the entire trip and all the experiences and all the events and activities that we do throughout the way.
I mean, that's a great idea. How did you come to the place where you said we really need to document and then share this cross-country trip?
Well, it's something that actually Nick came up with just talking with Eric and stuff like that, because we were in the Adirondacks on a Guys Group camping trip at the end of the summer last year, and Nick and Eric were talking about going out west to see the stars and stuff like that with Eric's telescope. So they kind of fostered the whole idea.
Excellent, Eric. So going out west and seeing the stars, that was the beginning of this idea of this grand trip.
Yes. Where I like to try new things. I like meeting new people.
And a trip does all of the above, doesn't it?
Traveling.
Yeah, awesome.
Now, Nick, this is completely voluntary. How do you get funding for all of the activities that you do, including the trip?
Well, the trip's funded through, it's all fundraising up to this point. The People Inc. Foundation has been very great. The agency in general, they have programs, have been doing arts and crafts sales for us and bake sales. We get money through that. Also through GoFundMe, we've been getting some fundraising. And then the Flutie Foundation, Reed's Gens, and Embrace the Difference, they've helped out a lot. I know I'm missing some right now too, but the Downing family have helped us out with this trip. And as far as the funding through the guys group, that's funded through a grant that we're working with. So.
And you've got, let's see, so you on this trip, you're going to do something that's called experiential learning. Explain to us what that means.
That's kind of what the guys group's all about. Like it's just learning through experience. You know, kind of learning with a budget to spend what you have to, you know, meet new friends. Even already, this trip has been a process, you know, learning process for all of us. None of us like to speak in front of the public or in front of the camera, but we're learning to do it. We're learning about budgeting. We're learning about fundraising, marketing, everything, you know. And so that's what it's all about. And Eric, you want to tell her one thing that you're learning on this trip?
Yes. I'm learning to use my cell phone, money and budget, and it's here to help me.
That's excellent. And budgeting is so important.
Exactly.
You know, not just for the guys group, but I think so many people struggle with budgeting.
I know I do.
I think that's fantastic, you know, Eric, that you guys are tackling learning how to budget for a trip, for a meal, for your day-to-day, what comes next. That's
exactly.
a huge skill.
Yeah.
And so then that goes back to what you're calling experiential learning,
Yeah.
which would be your trip objectives.
Exactly.
And social media, too. There's going to be a Facebook adventure so that we can all follow along on this trip, right?
Exactly, yeah, and even this trip alone, like the guys have all, they created their own Facebook page called Crossing Borders Friends, and they all keep in touch about, you know, prior to the trip about, you know, some different ideas, fundraising ideas, to ways to promote the trip. So they've already learned so many different ways to this Crossing Borders project of different avenues they could take just to kind of network.
So can the general public follow this trip on Facebook? Can we follow along? Will you be posting as you go?
We are. It's going to be on Facebook. It's going to be Crossing Borders WNY. And if you want to find out more about the guys group too, we put all of our events up there. It's guys group WNY. So.
Excellent group, and such exciting stuff going on.
Well, you know what? Everybody who's watching today, I mean, all of our audience, I want to emphasize that this is a voluntary thing, and you guys aren't getting anything out of this except for, you know, the people at home. If you're a decent human being, you have at one time or another in your life done something really nice for somebody, and you walk away with a chill up your back. You walk away with a good warm feeling that basically you don't get anything out of it other than that feeling that's really hard to explain, that you've really just done something nice for someone.
So, you know, Chris and Nick are volunteering their time.
And it's like nothing else. It's like you've done something nice. And you guys really need to be applauded, you know, for you know, doing something
your
for someone else.
Your willingness to serve your community, right, Eric?
Yes.
These guys are heroes. To me, you guys are heroes.
Yes, because we like to go on a community, and a lot of people that like me like to be around me.
Yes, and that's important for you, and it's important for the community as well, isn't it?
Yes.
It's important for everyone involved.
I also think it's important too. This documentary, it's going to show people that it's not so hard doing what Chris and I do. It's very natural. It's just, you know, we're opening up the doors not only for these guys but for the world to see what we're all capable of.
What it's really about.
Exactly. The only disabilities are the only limited abilities are
the limitations we put on ourselves.
Exactly.
And sometimes that we put on each other.
Okay.
Yeah. Eric, I wish I could come too. It sounds like such a phenomenal trip you're going to be taking, and you're driving the whole way. So you guys are going to be stuck in this RV together for, is it 15 days?
I think it was maybe I'm going by May 30th to June 15th.
Yeah, that's a great distance in a really short amount of time.
It is.
Good luck.
Wait till you get into the desert of the Southwest, and then at night look up into the sky.
Pitch black.
It's like nothing you've ever seen before with all those stars. It's going to
And
be beautiful.
I want to make sure that we talk a little bit about People Inc. as an agency. That there's 45 years of experience going on here with People Inc. This is an agency that has been serving Western New York for a very, very long time with 180 locations, which is phenomenal.
And every year you help 12,000 people
12,000 individuals
with their needs.
are receiving services annually. I think that People Inc. is the largest agency of its kind in Western New York. And you also have 3,400
volunteers and employees.
Right. And 9 counties that you serve. It's tremendous. It's tremendous, really tremendous. And a lot of that is because of the willingness of the staff of an agency like People Incorporated to make things like this happen. And Eric, for
Yes?
guys like you who are willing to put yourself out there in front of the camera and to travel for 15 days with Nick and Chris.
Yes. And I like to do art with people in Stella Studio, and when I grew up with, and I like to do something I want to do at home, like puzzles, like TV, and music.
You enjoy a whole heck of a lot of the things that I think all of us enjoy, and this documentary is going to reflect a lot of that.
And briefly, how many people are going to be on the trip now?
There's 4 guys going on the trip, not including Chris and I and the guy filming.
Well, this is terrific.
Thanks.
I really wish you luck, and when you get back, we're going to want to see some of that footage.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
Thank you so much for being here. Thank you, Nick. Thank you, Eric. Thank you, Chris. We can't wait to hear how it all turns out.
That's good. Thanks.